My name is Jana and I'm part of the marketing team for Alu-Cab. I have somehow managed to convince my bosses to allow me to take some of our Alu-Cab kitted vehicles out when I go camping. I then try my hand at filming these adventures so that I can share them with you. In this specific series, I'll be taking the 76 Land Cruiser with the Alu-Cab THOR Roof Conversion all the way to Namibia. So stay tuned for some ups and downs as well as some pretty epic scenery through the Namibian dunes and more. Our first morning in Namibia did not disappoint. After a rather cold night, the air was crisp and the tent soon started to warm as the sun continued to rise. Although it was super cozy up in the roof tent, we were excited to get going for the day and settled in for our morning coffee while enjoying the view of a group of oryxes at a waterhole just a few feet away. Okay, while we're sitting here drinking our coffee and watching the oryxes drink water at the little waterhole there, I thought now would be a good time to let you know some of the things I learned last night. So one, before going to camp at a place, do some research about where you are actually going to be camping. Because if Simon didn't find a book in the bathroom telling us that the Namib Rant Nature Reserve has some of the best dark skies in the world, we wouldn't have known. Or we would have probably noticed it later. Because just as the sun started to set, like the stars were literally visible on the horizon. So that
the one thing we can say is this place was added late onto our itinerary based on a recommendation from someone. So we kind of added it like just a week or so before we left. That's also part of the reason we didn't do that.
The other thing we learned was that there's a multitude of wildlife here and some really cool wildlife. So we're hoping to see some of that today. We also saw Simon's favorite. What do you call them in English? A red Roman? A red Roman.
Yeah.
One of the grossest things I've ever seen. It's an insect, or it's like a type of scorpion, but it chases you. Like
I've
it
been
literally.
telling Jana about it for years, and she didn't want to believe me.
It literally chased Simon around the campfire because it's attracted to heat, and just when we thought the one was gone, it's like big like this. Another one came around, and that just kind of spoiled it. But we got over it because Simon wanted to go up this little sand dune behind us. It doesn't want to move. Still getting the hand of this Osmo. Simon wanted to go up here to take some nice photos, which he did. But when we got up there, we actually saw like a thunderstorm in the distance, like actual lightning, which was crazy. Very cool. It was very cold last night as well. But yeah, good night's sleep. Very nice sunrise. And now we're going to have a shower and we have to be out here by 10. So then just explore the surroundings and head to our next campsite. Okay, just to give you a little tour of these ablution blocks, which I find really cool. So to get hot water for our showers, Simon started a fire down there in the donkey. And then if you go in here, it feels like you're in a guest lodge. The bathroom, separate bathroom and a sink, and then the shower. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I get why it was TripAdvisor's Traveler's Choice for 2021. So, about 5 minutes into our drive around the nature reserve, we got stuck. This was because we did not think it was necessary to deflate our tires. We did not expect the sand to be so soft in some places. It was luckily a quick and easy recovery, and we got to practice before our upcoming trip through the actual Namib desert. For a change, I'm not opening the gates because I'm driving today. We just did a little self-drive 4x4 route here on the reserve and we actually got stuck. But yeah, all part of the fun. Another thing that we realized, which we felt quite stupid about, is the reason why it's called Namib Rant or Namib Rant, meaning it's on the edge of the Namib desert. That's why it's like very savanna-ish here. Yeah, very cool.
Motor.
Okay. Good morning from Simon and me. Yesterday afternoon we arrived at our next location, which is the Sesriem Oshana Camp. So we are in Sesriem at the moment. We arrived rather early yesterday afternoon, which was quite nice. We decided to take a chill day. We tried to do some shopping, but there's not much options around. But we got enough ingredients to make probably one of my favorite meals on the trip so far, which was spaghetti bolognese on the fire. And yeah, typical evening, feeling really relaxed today. Today is Tuesday, the 28th.
No, Tuesday.
Just forgetting the day, so that's a good sign that we're actually on holiday. And today we are going to go explore the surrounds. We're on our way to go look at the Sesriem Canyon, some of the views. Tonight is Sunday, we want to go to 4.
45.
I think it's 54.
45.
45, let's check. We're going to check. Which is one of the classic views. Taking photos of Namibia, you see people on that view.
45.
Yeah. Okay, team 45. And then tomorrow morning we're going to go to the epic Death Bay or Death Valley, which is also one of those spots that you've seen photos of Namibia. You've seen like the dead trees and the dunes. So super excited for that. It's sunrise. And yeah, then tomorrow finally we're going to meet up with the crew and live the journey, which is why we're actually in Namibia. Simon is kind of contracted to take photos of the trip we're going to be taking through the dunes, which is going to be 6 days of just epic 4x4 through the rolling dunes of Namibia. So yeah, very excited. Let's see what there is to see in and around Sesriem. We're at the canyon now. Simon is putting on some sunscreen. There's a sign that says beware of the baboons, and there they are. I don't know, you probably won't be able to see them, but they're sitting over there.
Anyway, gonna go and see what it looks like. You can walk up and down about 400 meters down into the canyon, and then, you know, that baboon looks like it wants to go and steal the car. But anyway, it's gonna be.
Oh my gosh! There is a baboon on the car. They're so freaking smart. He got on the roof and then he got straight onto the bonnet, and he actually like looked through the windows. And now he's leaving again. Where is he? There he goes.
Okay.
Initially, I thought you could only view the canyon from above, but Simon was determined that there is a path that leads down into the canyon. There were no information boards or signs where we first parked at the top, but thankfully we saw a guide taking a couple on a walking tour down the canyon. Otherwise, we would have missed all of this. So the Sesriem Canyon is absolutely amazing. We went down this little path now that said water, and we got to this little pool that's full of frogs. But yeah, having a blast exploring. The canyon is very nice and all, but it gets warm in the sun and when you're not underneath the rocks and stuff. So I would advise that you visit the canyon, the Sesriem Canyon, early in the morning or late in the evening. It's now like 10 o'clock and it is very hot. After exploring the canyon, we drove further into the Namib-Naukluft National Park to scope out the dune we wanted to climb for sunset. It was definitely too hot during the day to even attempt climbing it, so we swung open the awning and made a breakfast bun from the previous night's bolognese for brunch.
Hello.
Not bad. Before heading back to camp, we stopped at the bar at the park reception for an ice-cold draft beer. We then went from making brunch straight into starting our late lunch/dinner, which was a lamb stew, or potjie as we call it in Afrikaans. This was going to simmer and cook on the fire for the rest of the afternoon. So what's cool about this camp is, there we are, and then right there by that tree are two oryxes, which are super majestic. The trash cans right by them aren't that majestic, but it's lovely just to sit and watch from the campfire, them grazing and chilling in the shade. And last night with sunset, a whole lot of springboks came galloping through the campsite as well. Also, last night there was a jackal here by our campsite. Simon woke up because it was rummaging near the trash can. And then I woke up as well, and I've never seen a jackal before, and I only saw the tail end of it, but it was big. I didn't expect them to be that big. It's like the size of a medium-sized dog, or like a border collie or something. So while we wait for the potjie to finish cooking, we are going for a swim. There's a swimming pool here on the camping grounds, so looking forward to that. Let's go swim. Luckily, when we arrived back at the dune, it wasn't that windy. The Namib-Naukluft National Park gates open every morning at sunrise and closes just after sunset. So we had to make sure we got up and down the dune and back to camp in time. Because we camped at the Oshana camp, we were right by the gates, and our entrance fees were also included in the camping fee, which is quite convenient if you want to miss the rush of tourists that head off into the park each day at sunrise. This dune is no joke. We're like...
Feels like we haven't gone that far.
Yeah, I don't even want to say we're halfway. Maybe we're halfway. And that is that for this week's episode. In next week's episode, we visit the famous Dead Flame and head off to meet up with the Live the Journey group where the real fun in the Namib Desert finally begins.